Hey y'all, I'm Jeffy B, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's redo. And the reason why I say a redo is because oops, that mic is in the way, the furry cat is in the way. Let's see if I can move that the way. Is that I originally made a video that was displaying 7 cameras all at once. But the thing is that the audio was so terrible that it just grated on me. So I wanted to redo it over and really show the capabilities of this multicam system without being really distracting. So here we go. And as you see, well, you can't really see right now, but I'm telling you, I actually have 7 cameras hooked up to the MEVO Multicam app, and only 3 of those cameras are actually MEVO cameras. That's right. I bought originally I bought the MEVO 3-pack, and I was totally satisfied with it because I use it not for live streaming, but for my YouTube videos. So I only need the film one time. So I have cameras placed at 3 different locations, and then I film, do my little bits, and then I slice them up, and it appears like I have 3 cameras giving 3 different shots. So great. But then all of a sudden, this multicam thing, the app was updated to include now unlimited, now, that's what they say, cameras. But I'm gonna test that out. And I'm like, that is awesome, that is so cool. But these cameras are like $400 a pop. Now I don't mind spending money on quality. I absolutely do not. But if there's another way to skin the cat or whatever to get around by these expensive cameras, then I will do that. And one way is by using the MEVO Go app on these bad boys. Old technology. Yes, that's right. All this junk, the crap that we have laying around the house, old iPads, old cell phones, whether it's Android or iOS, they all work, and they work fantastic. And in fact, you get some benefits from using these that you don't get from the MEVO cameras. Like one, autofocus, absolutely fantastic. So that opening scene that you saw me playing on the piano, that's actually a Android phone. It's called a V60 Thin Q5. I don't even know if they make those bad boys anymore, but this is a phone I had gotten like 2 or 3 years ago, tried it out, didn't really like it, and it just sits in a drawer until now, because now I've repurposed it, and it is a camera, and it is fantastic. Now I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna show you, to prove to you that I have these different cameras on here. So the first camera, the camera that you're looking at right now, this is the center camera, and that's the one that's focused right at me. The one behind me, that is the left camera, and that's a MEVO camera also. And then I have the third camera, and the third camera is in a completely different room behind this wall behind me, and it's looking out at the swimming pool. All right. So those are your 3 dedicated MEVO cameras. Now, when we're going to switch between those cameras and the cameras that are the cell phones, my cell phones and iPads, and you're going to be hard pressed to find a significant drop off in quality. So it's not like you're going to, if you use a cell phone or a non-proprietary camera, that you're going to have a precipitous drop off. It's actually really good. I just think they're perfect. So right here, this, like if you go here and you look at this book here, this is actually an iPad. Now I can't even remember what version this iPad is, but it's the iPad I had at home. The screen is cracked. Had no use for it, but fired it up, updated the software on there, put on the MEVO Go app, and there you go. Now it's my camera. So here's things that you can use for like B-roll cameras. Like if you're at church or something like that, and you just want to have a camera that's just on a Bible. That's so the scripture is always there, so you can always cut back to it. absolutely cool. You can do that and not have to spend $400 plus some tax to get a dedicated camera to do that. You can just do that with a broken iPad or iPhone or whatnot. I go here. This is an old iPhone. This is old iPhone. This is like an old iPhone I have. I think this might be like an 11. I don't know, about 2-3 years ago. And I just got it on a selfie stick and facing it in the kitchen. And it's like, yeah, it's really cool. You put in this, I have it like on a little turn thing, and then and there you go. And so there is another camera. Now, the cool thing about the cameras that when you put the other cameras on here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna see if I can show this to you. I'm gonna go to the left camera here, is that you get these additional controls, features that you don't get on the proprietary camera. So for instance, this is what I was telling you about. You can have focus, you can go to manual focus or autofocus, okay? So like, and you can actually see it work. So here's autofocus. You can see the stand is in focus. I'm gonna go to manual, and now it's autofocus, and I can just, there you go, use that slider to bring it in focus, or I can just go to autofocus. That is absolutely rock solid, outstanding. You also get exposure. You can drop it, and the cool thing about the exposure, which you can use exposure, is you can do, like if you have this, you can do fade in and fade outs. So you like, if you want to just like, here's your scene, somebody's talking, you want to slowly just fade in, and there you go. It's fade in, fade out. That's really cool. So you have that. You also get, you can flip. So like if you were, so like here, so let's go here. So here's the camera. This is the view from the camera. And this is like Laura was saying, let's just do this. We can do a fade in and fade out. All right, you just fade this in, and here I am. Start talking, you do your dialogue. You can do this, you can do the talking. If you want to switch it around, you can then have it, what's out there. Also, which you're also going to see, I'm gonna go back here. As you can see on here, is you get a little zoom. So you got 1, 2 zoom, and 3 zoom. Now, let's see if this works here, okay? Let's put this, I'm gonna put this on here, and we're gonna go out to 1 zoom here, okay? So this is 1 zoom. Now, I live on a golf course, and there's some people out there right now. Let's see if we can, just from this table, let's see if we can zoom in, and we can see them 1 zoom, 2 zoom, 3 zoom, and there you go. You see them on the golf course? Let's see these. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, session ended. Let's. That wasn't good. That session ended. Let's see what happens. I don't know what happened. Thought we were doing good there. That session ended, but that's really cool. So that dropped off, but then it came right back on. So let's turn this around. Let's see if I can get it. All these people walking off the golf course. Let's see if we can bring this out. 1 zoom, 2 zoom, and 3 zoom. That's it on the golf course. So we missed the people on the golf course, but there you go. Yeah, but that was just that was user error. That wasn't anything to do with the system. I just hit my finger, hit the wrong button, and then it took it offline, but then it came back online quickly. And the cool thing is that I'm running 7 cameras. So if I'm running 7 cameras, I can easily, if that one goes offline, easily just jump to another camera. And again, as you can see, like, here are these guys here. So look, that's 3 zoom, and I'm sitting here at my table, and so we're looking at those guys out there back out. And this is what it looks like from what I see, and then we can zoom in. That's absolutely outstanding that you can get that with that system. Okay, cool. All right, enough of that. So, bottom line is that this is a fantastic way to build out whether you build a television studio or you want to increase the coverage in your church service, volleyball games, baseball games, football games, whatever. This is an economical way of doing it until you make enough money to where you want to go ahead and buy a dedicated camera. But with the fact that these, you can use the cell phone, the zooms on the cell phone, the fact that you can use the autofocus makes this actually, I believe, a more worthwhile version, more worthwhile having these than going out and buying the proprietary cameras. I mean, though these cameras are great and they would be good for in the studio and basically just you sit them there and you don't use them, but man, you can get a lot of utility out of these little handheld cameras that would have autofocus and also, you know, all of these, the zoom characteristics. Now, I also want to show you that they work with the auto director. You just slap the auto director on. I'm going to make myself the center, and then we'll just go out and then we'll just let it run. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about, you know, about the camera. So we got that going, and voila. Let's see. Whoops. Did I turn? Yep. There we go. And so, again, don't throw these bad boys away. Find them, you know, charge them up, you know, put up update the new operating systems on them if need be, and then put the MEVO Go app on them and let your imagination run. I mean, you can do so many creative things with this and save yourself a lot of money because look, I have 7 cameras and I only paid for, I mean, basically, I paid for all these cameras eventually, but in the past, but these are just like, they're brick. They were just sitting around doing jack. But I don't have to go out and buy a $400 Logitech camera to expand my system. So I'm gonna, this one is a Samsung Galaxy Note 4, really old, probably like 8-10 years old. So I'm gonna fire this up and put the app on here and see if it'll run, if it'll still run. Because if this uses a cell phone that's 10 years old, man, you could do some damage basically with your build out, because you could probably buy these for cheap, like, you know, $5-10 on, you know, eBay or something like that. Because we're just, you know, especially if you have a church or congregation, you know, just have like a, you know, a drive. Just ask people. It's like, you got cell phones sitting around the house you ain't doing anything with, please donate them to the audio visual group or whatever. And then this little pocket iPhone, and we're gonna see what we can do with that. And then so I'll come back maybe later on this week and see if it'll be can expand it up to 9. And if I find any more gadgets in the house, I'm gonna keep expanding it until the system won't let me do it anymore. But anyway, never throw these away, because these are now can be repurposed and are worth a lot of money. MEVO, Logitech, you are doing a fantastic job with this software. I think you're going in a great direction, and I look for more innovation and stuff to come. This is a really cool setup. I wish I would have had this when I first started out my YouTube channel, because I would have saved myself a lot of money buying, you know, mirrorless cameras, a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, you know, Sony full frame camera, all of that just to capture content to put on YouTube. But I could have had this, saved myself some money, and then just worked on making better content and, you know, making better videos. Anyway, that's it. Whatever you do, however you do it, please celebrate life. Show me some love, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell somebody about this channel. All right, I'm Jeffy B, and I'll see you in the next episode.